The Eagles just beat Indy 17-16. It was a massive win for Philly. They are now 9-1. I really think the defining storyline from this game is that they had a really good fourth quarter comeback. Philly was down 13-3 in the fourth quarter. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts led them back. He had 2 fourth quarter touchdowns, including a great game-winning drive. Philly got the ball on their own 25-yard line with 4 minutes and 37 seconds left. Jalen Hurts put together a 75-yard touchdown drive to win the game. Round of applause for Jalen Hurts. He's come so far as a quarterback, and every time people doubt him, it seems like he finds a way to ring the bell and answer the call. And I love that. Last week they lost, and people were saying, I don't know about this. Maybe Jalen Hurts, they're going to have a high draft pick. Maybe they should draft a quarterback. I'm not saying that made any sense, but I heard those conversations happening out there in the internet world. And in this game, Jalen Hurts was 18 for 25 passing, 190 yards, 1 touchdown pass. He also ran 16 times for 86 yards and another touchdown. He had a fumble on the first play of the second half that handed Indy a field goal. Other than that one mistake, that fumble, he had a near perfect game. And Jalen Hurts was clutch in the end. And that's another criticism people have kind of volleyed his way. People have said, well, the Eagles are blowing teams out. They haven't played in a lot of close games, and when they lost their game the other day, people they're like, "Well, Jalen Hurts maybe didn't handle the close game very well." No. We've seen Jalen Hurts totally fine in a big moment. Had a game-winning drive here. Had 2 fourth quarter touchdowns. Led a fourth quarter comeback. I love it. I've got no concerns about Jalen Hurts, and I just maintain Philly is the most concrete Super Bowl contender right now. I'm not saying they're going to win, but Kansas City and Buffalo look like the 2 teams that I feel the most strong about probably representing their conference in the NFC or AFC title game. Now, we got to talk about the Colts because Indy, it was their second game with their interim head coach, Jeff Saturday. Jeff Saturday has now won 1 game and also lost a game. The Colts in general are 4-6-1 on the year, 4 wins, 6 losses, and a tie. And I want to actually give credit to Jeff Saturday here because I think so far, 2 games in, he's done a really solid job. He put the team in a good position to win. There was some bad luck in the fourth quarter. The Colts missed a field goal. Their star running back, Jonathan Taylor, fumbled. But that's not Jeff Saturday's fault. And the team was ready to play. The game plan was good. Players are motivated. I think the details that were lacking early on in the year weren't terrible. And I just think that the game is closer than I expected. That was surprising to me. And it would actually suggest that, Jeff Saturday might be a legit coach. We'll see how the year goes on. But I think that's the fun of the Colts for the rest of the year now is just kind of evaluating how does Jeff Saturday do as a head coach. He's never been a coach before, but he's a long-time NFL player. He knows the league very well. By the end of the year, we'll have an answer. Is Jeff Saturday going to be the long-term coach in Indy or not? But so far, it's actually looking pretty good. You won your first game. You were very competitive against the number 1 team in the NFC in your second game. You lost on the very end. I think you can swallow this loss if you're a Colts fan and say, hey, our team is competitive. It's interesting. And that would make me happy if I was a Colts fan sitting at home today. By the way, it's worth mentioning, Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni did beat his former team on Sunday. He used to coach under Frank Reich. He was the Colts offensive coordinator from 2018 to 2020. Remember, Frank Reich got fired a few weeks ago. It was a very emotional win for Nick Sirianni because I don't know if it makes logical sense entirely, but I think he felt like he was in some way winning for Frank Reich, like defending the honor of the coach he used to work under. Frank Reich got fired, and so I think it felt really good to beat the Colts who fired his good buddy Frank Reich. And I would not be shocked at all to see Frank Reich and Nick Sirianni work together at some point in the future. I don't know how it works out. I don't know that it even makes sense because Frank Reich is probably an offensive coordinator. The Eagles don't exactly need that. But certainly I would imagine if Frank Reich ever needed a job in the NFL, Nick Sirianni would absolutely extend him an offer. And it's kind of heartwarming, actually, to see the relationship and the clear care that Nick Sirianni has for his former head coach and mentor, Frank Reich.